Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome back to the letter. Previously, we completed most of Zach's route. Now we're headed towards the mansion to hopefully find our old friend Ash. The sun has already peeked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I got here. There's Ashton, first and foremost. A part of me wishes my assumptions are correct and he's really somewhere close by on a stakeout. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I can find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. He can't be too far if he's really here, but if he is, you've already noticed me by now. Instead, there's only silence. The kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it. A small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Anselm feels on to the rest of Luxborn. While the city's alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving. Unchanged. It's not surprising the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hollowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looms ominously. But now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is not here, I've still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen, and what's in their home. And whatever grievance Ash has with them, doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. And I'm sure that's what Isabella would want if she was still here. I head straight for the door without a second thought. It takes a few rings, the sound loud above the foreboding stillness before I hear footsteps on the other side.
Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour.
This is after Luke is possibly murdered.
Where's that damn butler?
Hannah.
I need him.
So, where's the body? Oh, Luke, you've been possessed. Dear God, it's so glaringly obvious. I might end up notice it. Before long, the door swings wildly open, with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt what Ash would find him a suspect.
You? How the hell did you get in here?
I think you need a ghostbuster of many kinds.
What in seven hells do you want? It's bloody 6 in the morning!
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time. Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't. Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
But 6 a.m. is the time you'd, go to work? Before I can get a word in, he slams the door to my face and bolts it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. What happened to Johannes? Johannes is probably dead, that's why he didn't answer the door. Maybe it was Mrs. Wright. Oh, who am I kidding? There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. Then again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us. And now I'm here, desperately trying to save people even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? If so, this is one horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do? What did they do to you? I can help you, you know? If it'll let you move on, I'll gladly do so.
See, by meeting the professor, Ch.3 is trying to appease his spirit. This goes back to my point where I think that is the canon way of doing things. Or the best way.
You don't have to kill anyone.
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to, or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Perhaps this is just me losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hand slide off the door surface and fall listlessly to my sides. I can go back to Luxborn. Try to find the others. Try to get out of this mess with them. But let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my loitering here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxborn, but if I hurry, I'll reach it in maybe... The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for a numbered movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is here, and I've just missed him earlier. Already my feet is moving in search of him for the second time. It won't hurt to double check. Let me check the dates. Nothing's been added to the diary. Check the branching real quick. It's a straight route shot. Triple check even. With how big the property is, he could be anywhere. If things ain't so urgent, if they ain't so dire that lives are at stake, I'd probably have just waited for him to show up again.
But damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
There's not just a petty criminal he can simply throw in jail. There's something beyond the authority his police badge could ever give him. He'll need to become a pale normal cop. Blat, blat. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero. Sit down and chill. If he continues the way he is right now, I'm afraid he'll make a fatal mistake this time. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasps by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of him, and I begin to think I'm just wasting my time here. But that's when I hear it. I recognize that melody in a heartbeat. Mom's favorite song. I listen for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. My feet starts moving before I can stop them. And there, as I circle a corner. From the room up the second floor. There are no lights inside, the windows are shut. I'm sure whoever's singing is in there.
Hold on a sec there.
It's difficult to get a decent view from my position, but something's odd about that window. The marks on the other side. There are streaks of the color of the copper running across white glass panes. I can't make out most of it. If the strokes are meant to say something. Blood? Miss Wright's cleaning crew may have simply missed that room. Still, why I'll hear an old tune here of all places, I won't know. It's not an obscure song, by all means, but it is pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, Dev seems to follow this song around. Panic launched itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever something might be, I don't want to be a pessimist now, but on the off chance I was Miss Wright.
Shit.
I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. Might even write me a desertion why it's a bad idea if he ain't so lazy. But damn it, god damn it. Someone could be in danger. So let's see, someone could be in danger. If we know anything about the crying, we know that's a death trap. We'll come back to that. Let's look for Ash first. Mind your own business. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The half that has spent too much time around Ash. It's right, though. The reasonable part. If I do force my way in and find something unpleasant, how am I going to fight back? With my camera? No matter where you look at it, that's simply asking for a painful death.
I have a better chance if I find Ash. What is he snooping about?
Considering how many painful deaths are possible in this game. Perhaps I should try the forest, make a round farther into the gardens. Not a sound plan, but it's better than nothing. The woman's soft sobs have subsided now by some means. Almost inaudible, to the point where I'm wondering if I truly heard what I heard. I didn't get to dwell much on it though, because right in that moment, my phone rings. The sharp notes cutting, piercing through the thick quietude. Look, it's Ashhole. I clap a hand over it, pressing the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
Ash, I feel like you have a lot of company. I only got the tail end of the person's greeting on the other side, but I know the voice well enough.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you?
Oh, I'm out front. Where are you? Around with the ghost? Okay.
Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
Ash is not even here. I shift my gaze into the mansion, specifically at the window I heard cries from. There's nothing of it now, not even echoes.
How urgent is this?
That means this was bait.
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
That gives me a pause. It's a rare thing for him to take on that tone. Last I heard him speak like that, a friend ended up dead.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
I rush back to my bike as soon as the call ends. Without another look, I leave the mansion along with its haunting melodies and grim echoes behind. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. Look into it. I can search for Ash, but if it's too late by then. For how big this place is, he could be anywhere, and it's very likely by the time we come back, someone's already bit the dust. That and the cries grow louder against my ear the longer I linger. Almost impossible to ignore, drawing me in like a moth to a flame. For a moment, I let myself shudder, shaking the uneasy feeling off my head. This can't be a good idea, not by a long shot. Still, I've got to try. Searching takes a while. Eventually I find a branch of the right distance and height to reach the window. Climbing the tree to get to it, however, is a whole different story altogether. I haven't done that since I was a school kid. Even then, it's a struggle for me. I do manage to make it work, somehow. After a hard battle, a few bruises and scrapes to my arms, I'm hoisting myself up the window, and falling right through the room when the panel suddenly gives. The awful putrid smell assaults me before the pain from the fall itself, and I have to fight the urge to puke right there. But that welcomes me as soon as I collect myself from the floor and open my eyes, only serves to push the vomit up my throat. It's a terrible idea.
Miss Hana?
Paleness has overtaken her body. Her limbs and face beginning to bloat. And blood. So much blood. How many hours has it been? I would have approached her, but the foul smell permeating the room says all there is I need to know. She's been long gone. There's nothing I can do. Did the ghost come in here after you were murdered and write the blood everywhere? Or was my one theory right, that the ghost doesn't commit the murder, but it uses, like, people? I try not to gag, not to touch anything. My feet automatically backing away from the small pool of blood at her feet, from the bare walls, void of any colors except for the words, "Help me." Panic quickly surges in me. Of all the moments to be here. Wrong place, wrong time. Shit. I've got to call someone. Ash, the authorities, anyone.
She's dead. She's dead. God damn it, she's dead.
Someone has to... A vase shatters at my feet. The sound of glass breaking, raging through the thick, foul air, sharp and cunning. But none of it sinks in. Not even the crunch of glass under my shoes as I take an uneasy step to steady myself. Instead, all I hear is the sound of footsteps and shuffling outside. The very urgency at odds with the hammering of my heart against my ribs. Oh god, it's Luke. There's no comfort, no escape when the door opens. Mr. Luke Wright barges in the room wide-eyed and seething with fury.
There should be a law against noise this early in the morning.
His eyes shift from me to Miss Hannah, into the mess of blood and shards on the floor. It doesn't take long for them to put two and two together. Easier for me to see what conclusion he got. I mean, technically Luke was the one who did the murder in this route. I opened my mouth, trying to weave some semblance of coherence amidst a cloud of panic and fear in my head.
Hana? Hana, darling? Buttercup? Love? Speak to me.
I know this looks bad.
You! What did you do?
I think Luke is just slightly possessed crazy now. There's no question in that. Only an accusation.
I know this looks really bad, standing here in your house with a dead body, but I can explain.
You killed her!
No, technically you did.
Yoans! Get in here!
Mr. Wright, this ain't what it is. Outside, there was a noise. Someone's crying.
You killed her! Hana! Oh, Hana! My lovely, beautiful Hana! I knew you were bad news the moment you showed up here!
You have to believe me, sir. It wasn't me. I swear to God, it wasn't.
Well, this is gonna be really convenient for you, isn't it? For a moment, there's only silence, an ache, and the room abruptly tilting on its axis, dimming.
Call the police! Get rid of this rubbish!
That we've just been set up.
Certainly really be having tea this morning. Bring it to my study. And clean out that awful stench.
Darkness falls. The pain is the worst when I come to. A sharp, piercing ache somewhere at the back of my head begging to be noticed. But it's nothing I can't handle. Blurrily, I opened my eyes, expecting to be greeted by sunlight. Curiosity killed the cat. However, the walls that welcome me are unfamiliar. When everything comes into focus, I recognize the place for what it is. A cell. Oh god, the ghost is gonna murder me in the cell. I'm trapped like a rat. Dark, cramped, with only light coming from the moon outside, streaming through the sole window barred by thick metal bars. Memory rushes back to me in sharp bursts, the mansion, looking for Ashton, a familiar tune and a woman crying. And while my head still aches from the hit I've received...
Still better than a morgue, I guess. Damn, they got me good. What time is it?
As expected, they've taken everything I have on my person. Wallet, cell phone, my keys, meds, even a small pack of gum. Protocol is protocol. In the first place, getting back in another cell ain't in my agenda. The first time was not a pleasant experience, and this certainly won't be either. Considering who's likely put me in here, it could be much worse. The bars are cold to my touch when I approach it, looking for the person on duty. They usually allow us to contact someone, and Ashton at least has to know I'm here. He'll be pissed, that I'm quite sure of, but he's the only one who can help prove my innocence and get me out. However, I don't want to rely on him for this. The hallway in front of the cell is empty, but voices float through from further in. Likely the poor officer's assigned to a late night duty. Judging from the snippets of conversation I catch, today's topic over a snack is that moron who thought it's wise to cross the rights. They use other names too, most of which I'll like to have words with them about in the future. But really, I'm in no position right now.
Excuse me? Anyone?
Silence.
Excuse me! I need to make a...
Oh, see. Blood freezes in my veins, my grip on the bar tightens as a revolting scent reaches my nose. More than the gore, the foul smell of death hangs heavily in the air. And against my better judgment, I turn. Really? Her face is the first thing I see. A gruesome sight on its own. Eyes gleaming with nothing but malevolence. Blood oozing from a large punctured wound on her head. Mouth open wide in a voiceless scream. I clap on the compulsion to retch. On instinct I step back, putting as much distance as this cramped cell will allow between us. The bars rattle as soon as my shoulders hit it. A hindrance, not to freedom, but to safety.
You've got to stop this! We can't help you this way!
She moves, in short, sudden, bone-crunching twitches. And I know there is no escape. I'm screaming for help before I know it, jolting the bars with as much force as I could.
Somebody! Get me out of here! Anyone, please!
Bugger off! Some people are trying to get some sleep here!
Damn you taxpayer-paid officials.
No! She's here! You've got to let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
Do you really always have to smile? You've unlocked a memory fragment. Oh. So I guess... Man, this household is not so innocent after all. Enter the open window. I can search for Ash, but what if it's too late by then? How big this place is, he can be anywhere. And it's very likely by the time we come back, someone's already bit the dust. That and the cries grow louder against my ear the longer I linger. Almost impossible to ignore and draw me in like a moth to a flame. Now this is from Hannah's first ending. Last time I was from Hannah's second ending. In this one, Hannah should be alive, quotation marks. For a moment I let myself shudder, shaking the uneasy feeling off my head. This can't be a good idea, not by a long shot. Still, I've got to try. Funnily enough, for a couple as high profiles as the Wrights, they don't seem to have any security detail patrolling around. A few guards here and there, sure, but no one will expect they'll have more than considering the size of the place. Works to my advantage, though. I really can't complain when there's a high chance I might get arrested for what I'm about to do. Luckily, the window's wide enough for me to fit through without making any noise. There's certainly no going back now. But as soon as I step into the parlor, all of it ceases. Well, I find no trace of the woman I heard crying like I'm expecting to. The room is still empty at this time of morning, and I'm left standing awkwardly in the middle of the hush. Maybe she just hid somewhere.
Hello? Are you here? I heard someone earlier, and I'm here to help.
Hoping for an answer, I let the question hang in the air. But several seconds merely go by without a word, or the slightest movement to indicate there's someone in here. Has been here. With the stories I've heard, the things I've seen, it takes effort to keep my brain from going into that line of thought.
I'm not going to hurt you. If you're here, say something.
Nothing. Am I just hearing things? No, I'm pretty sure I heard someone. But with no one responding, I can't help but I feel silly like this. And the word is I've just trespassed the house for nothing because of some voice prickles at me. Suddenly, the silence feels uncomfortable, and a needling anxiety slowly creeps up my back. I should get out while I can. If it ain't there, it ain't there. I don't spare the room another glance when I walk back the way I came. Out into the window. Leave before someone else notices.
I thought I heard a servant moving around here. Turns out it's just a rat scurrying about.
Are you trying to be a badass?
How unpleasant.
My heart shoots up into my throat. I can run. The window is a few steps away. I should be able to escape. But instead, out of some foolish impulse, I turn around. Perhaps it's because the only impression the guy's left me in what few times we met is nothing but unsettling.
This ain't what you think it is.
You're quite the distance from the kitchen, I'm afraid. Perhaps I should lead you there.
Wait, what?
Someone's in here before me. I wasn't here for what you're thinking. There was sobbing and...
The first blow knocks the wind out of me, seeing me heaving and crumbling to my knees. Tears well up in my eyes as the pain swells when he twists my wrist behind my back.
You've gotta listen to me.
Then again, dirty thieves aren't welcome in my kitchen either.
For a moment, there's only silence, and a sudden piercing ache, this time at the back of my head. The room abruptly tilts on its axis, dimming. On the verge of unconsciousness, I can only hear the scuffling of a foot, the thud of the door being closed, and a woman crying, asking for help. I know no more. The pain is the worst when I come to. A sharp, piercing ache somewhere at the back of my head begging to be noticed. But it's nothing I can't handle. Blurrily, I open my eyes, expecting to be greeted by sunlight. I guess the ending's for the most part the same. This is just another variation. Based on, of course, Hannah being dead or not. Let's see, spotted by the right's butler. However, the walls that welcome me are unfamiliar. When everything comes to focus, I recognize the place for what it is. A cell. Dark, cramped with only light coming from the moon outside. Streaming through the sole window barred by thick metal bars. Memory rushes back to me in sharp bursts. The mansion, looking rash, and a familiar tune and a woman crying. All while my head still aches from the hit I've received.
Still better than a morgue, I guess.
Gingerly I pull myself up, stretching the cramps in my shoulders as I do so. Stopping when a sudden movement induced an acute stinging pain right from my arm.
Damn, they got me good. What time is it?
As expected, they've taken everything out of my person. Wallet, cell phone, my keys, meds, even a small pack of gum. Protocol is protocol. In the first place, heading back and never cell ain't in my agenda. The first time was not a pleasant experience, and this certainly won't be either. Considering it was likely to put me in there, it could be much worse. The bars are cold to my touch when I approach it, looking for the person on duty. They usually allow us to contact someone, and Ashton at least has to know I'm here. He'll be pissed, that I'm quite sure of, because the only one who can help prove my innocence and get me out. However much I don't want to rely on him for this. The hallway in front of the cell is empty, but voices float through from further in, likely the pure officers assigned to late-night duty. Judging from the snippets of conversation I catch, today's topic over a snack is that moron who thought it's wise to cross the rights. They use other names too, most of which I'll like to have words with them about in the future. But really, I'm in no position right now.
Excuse me. Anyone?
Silence.
Excuse me. I need to make a...
Here we go again. Blood freezes in my veins and my grip on the bar tenants. I don't dare turn. Because more than the haunting melody, I'm afraid of what I'll see. Who's singing Ma's lovely lullaby. A death song. That's what it is now. I guess that was always been. If this is the end's calling, I prefer that it's not her vicious smile that I see last.
Oh, Zach, sweetie. Don't you love this song?
Okay, this is a bit different. Oh, looks, you've become altered. My head snaps up in surprise, and I swivel to see Miss Wright. Miss Wright, of all people, sitting on the cot. Her smile is easy and sweet as ever.
Miss Wright, what are you... how did you...
I jostle the cell door to check. A prison break is the last thing on my mind, of course, but her presence here begs for a lot of puzzling questions to be answered. Locked tight. I was just too groggy earlier that I didn't notice her.
Don't be surprised, darling. Money and power can get you anything.
I do wonder if the ghost is actually the servant, or whoever they are, or if it's actually the mistress of the house. She has a point. Of all people, she knows more than anyone how to play the game in the world. Yet to hear it straight out of her, it's like talking to a different person. I don't bring this up, however. Perhaps she's just having a bad day or tiff with her husband. After the incident the other day at their party, well, I don't like gossip, but it won't be surprising. Anyone could say the strangest things when in a bad mood. Still and all.
You ain't supposed to be here, Miss Wright.
Why ever not? Isn't it comfortable here?
Well, it is, kind of. But you're still not supposed to be on this side of the cell. Besides, it's too early. Or too late for a visit. This is beyond the scheduled hours.
Oh, I'm sure Chief Inspector Lee wouldn't mind a little chat between friends. Besides, his prison officers just snoring in the break room.
She brushes off a lock of hair from her shoulders, stands up and meanders around the length of the cell for whatever space it would allow. As if just a simple stroll in the park, making a show of checking every scratch the past occupant's room has left on its walls. Does this mean in this route, the ghost girl is gone and it's just gonna be you haunting everyone? It'd be a little weird. Nevertheless, I try to make myself small against the corner. Any closer and we'll be crossing each other's personal spaces. Frankly, that's more than I'm comfortable with.
Be that as it may, they have cameras here too. How are you going to explain that when they check?
That doesn't matter, dear.
It does. Your popularity ain't going to give you any kind of immunity from the law. I appreciate the visit, but I'd rather not see you get into trouble.
It makes her stop. But just as I'm starting to think I've finally reasoned with her...
You don't want to get out of here.
Of course I do. But you don't have to do anything. It's my fault. I'll find a way out of this mess.
I'm so confused in your motivations right now.
You did bring it to yourself.
This really is just a misunderstanding, Hannah. I didn't mean to trespass. If you'll just listen to the whole story, you'll know I didn't mean to do it.
I'm really disappointed in you.
Are you about to murder me, or are you coming on to me? Or both? I look straight at her, with the sudden change of her tone, checking for any signs of upset her with what I did. Of course she would be. She has every right to. After all that talk, the little attempts to build a friendship, here I went and broke into another person's house. Her home. On so many levels, beyond any kind of friendship, it's still wrong. Her anger doesn't come as I'm expecting it to, however. Instead, she smiles. Oh man, you look at you worse than the bloody ghost girl. A horrid little smile I didn't think I'd ever see from her.
Breaking into our home, disturbing my love in his sleep. You've upset my Prince Zack. You've really upset him.
Hannah?
Panic swells in me, ripping up my spine. Irrational, I know. You shouldn't feel this way about anyone you know. But here I am, backing away, trying to keep an ample distance between the two of us. I'm afraid, wholly afraid of her. This ain't Hannah. The bars rattle as soon as my shoulders hit it. A hindrance, not to freedom, but to safety.
Has anyone ever told you how beautiful those eyes of yours are?
Oh, this is going where I think it's going.
My Nana? Occasionally my sister. Hannah? You alright?
She laughs, a deranged little thing coming from her. There's no cheer in it, no warmth, only spite.
Makes me want to take them home, wrap them in those pretty ribbons I have in my vanity.
Yeah, how about no?
I'm pretty sure my prince would love it, don't you think, Zachary? A little gift from me.
That may be true, but yeah, no.
Stay away from me!
She moves, in short, sudden, bone-crunching twitches that are too painful for me to watch. I want to look away, but I can't. I'm screaming for help before I know it, jolting the bars with as much force as I could.
Somebody, get me out of here! Anyone, please!
Bugger off! Some people are trying to get some sleep here!
No! She's here! You've gotta let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
Oh, you poor thing. Don't you worry. You won't even feel the pain.
Oh, okay. What beautiful eyes you have. Jeepers creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? So that's it for the third chapter. So we got most of the CGs. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Funny enough, there actually is there's technically 3 endings there. 2 of them are just variation of like the similar outcome, I imagine. But ending 3, the happy ending for Hannah. In that one, Ghost Girl murders you. But you go in for the kitchen, showing that Hannah's still alive. So I'm not quite sure what happens to Hannah in the end. In that ending, I really don't know, but I feel like Hannah's route there's probably not too many good outcomes for her either way.